Hi, this is a video reaction to one of Libby's videos. And in this video she asks a question. How do you feel before, during and after self-harm? And this is also a video reaction to one of the questions that was posted on the SelfHarm support channel. And that question was, how do I get out of the mindset that there is always self-harm to fall back on when times get tough, when things get tough? Well, first Libby's question. I'd like to answer that one, but not in the order that before, during and after. I like to start with after and then during and then before, because I also want to give tips of how to stop harming yourself. I used to self-harm, I used to cut myself, and I stopped that 2 years ago, and I would like to give you tips of how to stop yourself. And the best way to do that is to do it in that order. And I'll give you the situations that I was into when I used to self-harm. So I'll start with after. Well, after I self-harmed, first I felt very much alive, because at that time I was feeling very numb, like I was not living in the reality, and my body wasn't feeling like it was mine, you know, because I couldn't feel with it. So by self-harming, I had the feeling that I took back control and made a connection between my inner self and my body again. But what I actually did was I transformed my inner pain, my depressions, into a physical pain, like a scar on the arm. So it was a replacement. It was not a solution, because well, it did give me a little space to breathe again, because that was what I was looking for. But it just replaced the pain. It wasn't really a solution. And it also gave me a lot of energy, like a rush of adrenaline when you're bungee jumping, you know. And I was really looking for that, like feeling alive again, you know. But in the end, I always crashed, and I was very ashamed of myself, because in the end the depressions and my problems came back. They weren't solved, and I also had a scar on my arm. So it was really a lose-lose situation. And most important thing was, it became an addiction, and I had to do it more and more often to get the same results, and it started to take control over me, and I was losing myself. I had the feeling that I was losing myself, and that was of course very frightening. So it was no solution. Then during the situation, I'll just describe the situation that I was in. I don't want to give people any ideas or something, so I'll just sum it up. I was always alone. I created a certain mood. I isolated myself. I kept repeating the same depressing songs on the background on my stereo. There was always a beer involved to give me the courage to do something like that. And I was always in a zone, and the world didn't really exist anymore. And it always hurted to do. Okay, that was the situation. And now before doing it, and that's the part where you can change something, so you don't do it anymore. And I have changed that. For instance, instead of letting myself slowly slip into that depressing mood, I'm always aware now of my emotions and the situations that I'm getting into. It's something you have to learn, but it's like looking objective at your behavior, so you don't get in that negative spiral, you know. Because most of the time when you self-harm, you don't know yet that you're already in that spiral, you know. And before you know, you're at the bottom of it, and you have to you already triggered yourself in all kinds of ways and you're doing it. So that's another point. Get rid of all the triggers. And you, Libby, described in your video that you use, that you go online and you look at pictures, and that trigger you, and that gets you closer to self-harm. Get rid of those triggers, you know. Make a list of all your triggers, of all the elements. Well, basically all the elements that you use to create that self-harm situation, even when you don't know it. So you have to write down a whole list and get rid of all it. I got rid of all the CDs with all the depressing songs, and I gave them to a friend of mine. He just kept it for me for a while, you know, so I couldn't use it. I made sure there was no beer in the house. So those are the things that I did to help myself, you know. So make that list, you know, and get rid of all the things that trigger you. Now to the question, how to get out of the self-harm mindset. Well, first of all, you need to want to change. And it sounds very simple, but it's not. Because self-harming is an addiction to most people. Like smoking, you know, you have to want to stop. If you're there, you want to stop doing it, then you can search for the true reason why you self-harm. Because there's always a reason why you self-harm. It's a reaction to the feelings and the thoughts that you have. But it's very hard to find the true reason why you do it. And I made a few videos on my channel that can help you find it. It works with a form, with situations and thoughts and feelings and then behavior. And that can maybe help you. They're like tools, you know. And I use them all the time, and it helped me very much. My channel is more about borderline personality disorder. I'm trying to help people because I got a lot better. I'm not cured, but I'm a lot better. I'm not looking for more hits or anything on my channel. I totally don't care about that. But it could help you because self-harm is also a part of BPD most of the times. But it can also just, if you just self-harm, those videos can also be helpful to you. So that video that I'm talking about is called How to Change Your Behavior, and it's in 3 parts. But I also have another video that is very helpful maybe in a more practical way. It talks about a what-if book. I have it here. I made this. It says what if in Dutch, and basically it is about what if situations and how you can deal with them without doing something negative, but doing something positive. But just look at the video and you understand what I mean. That one is called How to Deal with a Borderline Personality Disorder During the Holidays. But you can also just look at it when you self-harm, and something like this book can maybe help you deal with it day by day, you know. And then you can start working on the great picture, on the big picture, by using the form in the other video. So I'm trying to help you. Libby, I hope you're getting better. And also everyone at the SelfHarmSupport channel. Hope we all get better, and see you soon. Bye.